Hey everyone, today I'm going to review the XP Pen Deco Mini 7 wireless tablet. This is an affordable tablet for those who want to create digital art and graphic design. At the time of this review, this is US $59. There's actually a cable or wired version that's $10 cheaper at $49 US. By the way, I already have my text review up, so if you want to save time, you can just check out the text review. Just scroll to the bottom and look at the list of pros and cons. Just to give you the bottom line up front, this tablet has fantastic drawing performance. There are some issues though, so if you are already using multiple wireless devices, the connection with this tablet to your computer with all those devices, that connection can be a bit choppy. The battery life for this is just 10 hours, 10 continuous hours, which to me feels a bit short. So if you are someone who creates digital art like full time, the battery life here, I feel it's a bit short. And lastly, the third issue is if you are using Mac OS. At the time of this review, the Mac OS driver, let's just say that you need to launch the driver each time before you can use the tablet, but there's a very simple workaround to that. I'll show you later on. But let me show you the items included when you get this tablet. We have the USB data cable or charging cable. This is USB-A. On the other side, we have this L-shaped USB-C. The port is here. There's also a power button here. If you are a left-handed user, you can actually change the orientation of the tablet 180 degrees, and here you can reverse the USB-C cable to have it point upwards. This is the USB wireless receiver. This tablet can be used with Android devices, so there are USB adapters for micro USB and USB-C. 10 replaceable nibs and a nib remover are included. This is the pen P05D. It supports slightly over 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, and there is tilt sensitivity support. The design looks good and the build quality is very solid. It's very comfortable to hold with this large rubber grip. The two side buttons have firm feedback. The nib has slight movement, which is very typical of pens I have used. There's no battery in this pen, so no charging required. There's also a very nice sound when you're drawing on the surface of the tablet. The tablet does come with 18 months of warranty. Alright, so for this particular tablet, the design, it looks good. I like the rounded corners, the curved edges. The build quality is solid and very solid. On the back, we have this dot design and 4 big pieces of rubber fit to prevent the tablet from sliding on the table. They work really well. And this drawing surface, you can see it's actually one piece, so the design looks really clean and simple. The active drawing area is 7 inches by 4.37 inches, so this size is considered small to medium. A medium size would be 10 by 6 inches. Generally speaking, I recommend getting a medium-sized tablet, but 7 by 4 inches is not too bad. If you pair this tablet with a huge monitor, something 24 inches or larger, a small movement here on the tablet will translate to a much larger movement on your display. That is why I recommend getting a medium-sized tablet instead, so that the size discrepancy here versus your display, it's not going to be that huge. Anyway, after using the tablet for a while, you'll get used to the size discrepancy or the movement discrepancy. There are 8 physical shortcut buttons on the side, or express keys, and the click is nice. They have firm feedback. All these buttons are customizable to specific keyboard shortcuts. Now, if you want to change brush size or font sizes, you actually have to keep pressing the button. This is unlike using a keyboard where you can just press the button, hold it, and the size will change incrementally. Here you actually have to press the button several times. That's the port, charging port, and the power button. Let me power this on to show you the light here. So it's blinking now because it's searching for a connection. The tablet will turn itself off after maybe 5 minutes of inactivity, which is a good thing. Battery life is minimum 10 hours, so if this is on continuously, you have to charge it like every day. If you need a tablet with longer battery life, I recommend you check out the XP Pen Star 05 or XP Pen Star 06, but those tablets are more expensive, but better, but more expensive. If the battery life runs out halfway while you are working, you can just charge the tablet and continue working. It still works when it's charging. Let me show you what the driver can do. This is the macOS driver. The functionality for the Windows driver is quite similar, except there is this additional feature called Windows Ink, which you may have to turn on or off if there are any issues with pressure or tilt sensitivity not working as expected. Let's take a look at the tabs on the side. So for work area, you can map the area on the tablet to your display in case you are not using a 16:9 display. If you are left-handed, you can change the orientation here to 180 degrees. For the pen, you can customize the two side buttons, and the pressure sensitivity curve can be changed or adjusted here by clicking this dot around, which is nice because you can get finer adjustment to the pen pressure. If you are using dual monitors, you will probably need to change the settings here to have one of the buttons switch display. Or in this case, since there are 8 physical shortcut buttons here, you can actually have one of the buttons here to switch display, basically to move the cursor from one display to your second display. All these shortcuts here are pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have ExpressKeys. So here you can customize the 8 physical shortcut buttons to any specific keyboard shortcut you want just by entering your shortcut here. You can also create shortcut sets for specific apps that you use. So for example, you can create a set of shortcuts specific to Photoshop, another set of shortcuts specific to Adobe Illustrator. You just have to click this plus icon here and add the app here and then create the shortcut set. One issue I noticed with the macOS driver is at the time of this video, if I click this close button here to close the driver, the cursor will still move. I'm not sure if you can see the cursor, but it's still there moving. But if I actually quit the tablet using this command Q or just quit the tablet here, now the cursor it's not moving. For some reason, the driver actually doesn't launch at startup, and you need the driver to launch before you can use the tablet. So now I'm launching the driver, so now the mouse is moving again. The workaround is very simple. Just create a shortcut here at the dock, right click there, options, have it open at login. It's actually better to do it under macOS system preferences. Just go into users and groups, login items, and add the app, the driver here, and choose to hide it so that the driver will launch but hide in the background. The Windows driver has no such issues. By the way, the XP Pen driver is said to be able to work on macOS 11 Big Sur. And here's the line quality test. This app I'm using is MiniBank Paint Pro on macOS. The pen is very sensitive, so you can draw thin lines really easily. This is actually how thick that line is. And the initial activation force is very minimal. It's easy to maintain consistent pressure. There is no pressure wobble. And the transition from thin to thick, it's very smooth. So here I'm trying to maintain the same pressure to get the same line width, and it's very easy. For dots, you can just tap on the tablet and you get dots. Line tapers are very smooth, very gradual. you can certainly use this for hatching purposes. Tilt sensitivity works really well, and tilt and pressure can work at the same time. Let me draw a circle for you to see. This is good because with some other XP pen displays I've tested, sometimes when the cursor changes direction or the pen changes direction, there can be this gap here. Here I'm just creating the gap manually for you guys to see. With certain pen displays, sometimes there is this gap here when you draw a continuous stroke like this. But with this tablet, it seems fine. There are no gaps. Alright, let me do a really quick sketch to talk a bit more about the drawing performance. The drawing performance, it's really fantastic because the lines, they come out just the way I expect them to be. Performance, it's very predictable, very consistent. There are no surprises. Pen is really sensitive. So I can draw really thin lines just by using very light pressure. And all this is from a single brush. The driver works well with most of the drawing apps that I have tested. Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint, which is the app that I'm using, Medibank Paint Pro, Rita, Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Adobe Illustrator. Pressure and tilt all work pretty well. So the main takeaway point here is drawing performance. It's very predictable, very consistent. Some of the Deco tablets actually come with free software. In this case, it's the Art Rage Lite version. So when it comes to drawing performance, definitely no issues. The only issues I have experienced are with the macOS driver, where you have to have it auto launch at start or at login, but that's a minor issue with a very simple workaround. The other issue is with the choppy connection, especially at least for me. I use a lot of Bluetooth devices like Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, and I have a lot of things connected to my USB port, so all those actually contribute to the wireless interference. So right now I'm just using the USB wireless receiver here on this laptop. There are no USB keyboards or mouse attached to this laptop, and connection is perfect. I can also have the tablet quite far away from the receiver and the connection is still good. Good as in the feedback is instant. There is no lag at all. This tablet can work with Android devices. However, I must say that with certain Android devices, sometimes the cursor may not appear. Here the cursor actually shows up. Anyway, this is my setup. I've connected this using the cable to this USB-C adapter to my Samsung tablet. This is the Tab S7 Plus. Now this workflow actually doesn't make sense because this tablet already supports the stylus, the S Pen. If you are using a tablet that doesn't support any pen, then it makes more sense to use a drawing tablet. To use the tablet with Android devices, you have to use the cable. There is no wireless connection, and you have to have both tablets in portrait orientation. You cannot have this in landscape and this in portrait. The mapping will screw up. And also there is no Android driver to install on Android, so you won't be able to use the physical shortcut buttons or customize the pressure or tilt sensitivity. Okay, so let me see where's my cursor. Yep, so that's where my cursor is. So the vertical area here is mapped to the vertical area here. Pressure sensitivity works. Tilt sensitivity works as well. However, you won't be able to customize the pressure sensitivity or tilt sensitivity unless the app allows you to do so. Let me show you tilt sensitivity. So now the pen is vertical, that's why the lines are thin, and when I tilt the pen down, you can see I can shade larger areas. Alright, to conclude, this is a good tablet. It looks good, the build quality is solid, and drawing performance is fantastic. The main consideration here is the battery life. It's rated to have at least 10 hours of battery life. I am not able to test that because it would mean I would have to draw for 10 hours continuously, or even more if the battery life is longer. Anyway, even if it runs out of battery, you can charge it, you can still use it while it's charging. If you don't want to deal with the battery charging, just get the wired version, which is $10 cheaper. To find out where you can buy this tablet, just check out the affiliate links that I have for you in the video description below. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this review is helpful. See you guys again.